Creative Katie, Karen Burchill here. Welcome to my channel and to the Index Card a Day 2019 Create Daily series. The prompt that I'm following is reflection. It's from week 1, and the technique is using napkins in the background. I wanted to create an old-fashioned wallpapered wall behind this, and I was looking through my stencils, and then I realized I had a napkin that had this black on white that kind of resembled the old-fashioned wallpaper. So I thought, okay, I'm going to grab a background and I'm going to collage this napkin down with gel medium. Now I've thinned out the gel medium a little bit with water, and when I'm putting it on, I'm being careful. Napkins, especially once they get wet, are very easy to tear, and I really didn't want that to happen. So this was a bit of an experiment. Plus, I have this whole stash of napkins that I simply don't use enough of, which is why I pulled them out and while this was sitting on my desk. So I'm giving this a good dry before I go on to the next step and add more wet medium to it. So I'm going to use this Liquitex acrylic ink, and this is the muted violet. Now I treated myself to the muted collection of these, but I have yet to really utilize them. And I remember they're highly pigmented, but I remember someone saying they're a bit translucent. You can kind of get the watercolory look. And I thought, okay, I want to see the pattern pop. The muted color reminds me of the vintage look that I'm kind of going for. And I'm just applying this on. Now at this point, I'm thinking this was too light, but I kind of wish I had left it because it does get a little bit dark, but I'm okay with that. So the prompt that I'm following is reflections, and I am going to be putting a mirror on this page. So it's going to hang on the wall, hence the idea of creating wallpaper behind. So once that's dry, my quote says, "Mirrors show us what we look like, not who we are." And I cut this out of a magazine, this mirror sitting on this table. And to be honest, it was actually on a page with a purpley background. So that further inspired my choices on this. So, very simple once this background's done. Now, here's what you can do. This is a frame, and I cut out the picture. You can simply use that and create your own mirror if you can't find it, and paint the mirror part silver so it looks shiny. So there's just another idea, a way you can go. But gray and this purple or deep violet really goes well together. So now it is simply a matter of gluing things down. And I'm going to glue this magazine picture down with gel medium on there. And I'm just, making sure you can see that the pattern still is there. So if you're looking at napkins and they are just black and white, you can colorize them to suit your need. So as I look this with the gray and the violet, I think that's a color scheme that I should use on something else. I used a napkin in a recent art journal page tutorial, and I'll put a link to that video. Napkins are wonderful thing to be using in your art journaling for a variety of, from focal image to background to texture. So now that everything is glued down and dried, I decided that, the matte finish, the gel medium kind of dulled it a little bit. And I thought, I'm going to paint this silver. I really want to bling this up and make it shine all the more. After all, the prompt is reflection. And you can't pick this up on here, but in real life, the mirror is very shiny, distinctly different than everything else that's very matte on the background. So when you cut out a magazine picture, don't think that you just have to use it as is. You can make it fit. You can paint it out. Now, because I wanted even more gloss, I'm using the Crafters Workshop gloss medium, and I'm just going to put it on the mirror part. And that's just going to bump it up all the more so it looks like glass. If you have pouring medium also will even give a more glossy, a glossier, I guess that's the right term, finish. So this gel medium goes on and it's a little white, but it does dry perfectly clear and shiny. So this card only took 15 minutes total. I've sped it up about 1.5 times, but that's it. This quote was one of the quotes from my quote journal theme of the month, which is Be You. So it just nicely tied everything together. Now I've grabbed some Payne's Gray, which is a blue gray, and I'm just shading around the mirror using the floating acrylic technique with the angle brush. And that's just adding a little bit of shadow behind the mirror. And it just makes everything look like it's more, that's where it was all along. I definitely am going to use, I have a few more of these, the same napkin, and I definitely going to use it and colorize them different colors for different backgrounds. I've never before thought of colorizing it. And I'm just shading the edges because it's what I do. And adding a second little bits here and there after it dries. And then because this is so very, very white, I just decided I'm just going to shade around it a little bit just to grunge it up a little bit so it makes it seem to fit. It was just a little too pristine and clean and tidy. I thought I was done, but you know what? I need to go around it with my fine line bottle. There's this black acrylic paint, Liquitex Basics, the heavy bodied, that I thin down till I get the right consistency. I don't have any exact measurements and I do not mix the entire bottle. A little goes a long way. I've not had any problem with it clumping or getting all gloopy inside, as I did when I used just regular craft paint. So thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.